Welcome back to News Geelong as we move into the world of Geelong sport with our special guest, the Flying Hawk, Nathan Curry. Over to you, Cuz.
Thanks again, Rollo. Now, if anyone can remember back to when I used to read sport, you'll know that I used to love throwing to my good friend John Dunn, so I'm very honoured to be doing it again tonight. And John is here to bring us all the latest from the racing world here in Geelong.
The News Geelong handicap provided the outstanding performance of the day at racing here on Tuesday, when the favourite Ruling Heart missed the start by 4 lengths. But the Synthetics champion jockey Craig Newitt wasn't be denied, and he got busy on Ruling Heart in the home straight, who surged home and got up in the last stride.
Ruling Heart just given a G up to get ready for the getaway. They're off. He's missed it. He stood there, missed it 4 lengths, Ruling Heart. So favourites bombed the start badly, and all due respect, slow to go as well. Beautiful Badika fast out of the machine, going to the early lead. Fariz coming across from the deep, hunting through into a position then as they settle fully into stride by Vin Gron. He'll settle down 3rd and 4th and all wide out on the track, charging up very quickly as they get into stride, as That's What I Want. So as they hit the first bend, beautiful Badika from Fariz, That's What I Want, and just off those is Ruan on the improved Guildford Lad. Vin Gron drifting back on the fence now from Sasula. 2 lengths away is Duke Dom, passed out wide by Palmer. In between runners, lots of smacks. Ruling Heart second last, and 3/4 of a length away, all due respect. At the 500, beautiful Boudica, the front runner, a neck in front of Fariz, and That's What I Want, 3 wide, a length away, getting a nice run, Ruan from Guildford Lad Palmer. Ruling Heart pulls to the outside from Sasula. Vin Gron well back, all due respect, the widest runner in the straight with the inside, beautiful Boudica, the front runner. Off the rail after it very quickly is Ruan. Here comes Guildford Lad, and Ruling Heart is putting in the big strides, and he's coming home strongly. Ruling Heart wide out, going after the front runner, Ruan. Ruan a length in front. Ruling Heart's trying desperately. He's lunging on the outside. He puts his head out, and he might have got there. It's pretty tight.
If ever a horse deserved to win a race, it was the Nicky Burke-trained mare Riverina's Girl. She'd been placed at her past 3 starts, but had failed to win. But on Tuesday afternoon, Stephen King got her going down the middle of the home straight, and she charged to the line to finally get the money.
2 lengths further back, Riverina's Girl coming to the outside from Lady Parnia, Will's Power, and further back, Guadalcanal. Burati strikes the front, the favourite in the last. Riverina's Girl's the challenger. It'll today be the day. She's going after Burati. Riverina's Girl comes home the better from Burati, an Ultimate Warrior in Riverina's Girl. Well done, girl. She deserved that.
And that's the wrap-up of a Big 10 race program here on Tuesday. And we're on again, of course, next Friday afternoon on the Synthetic. Back to you in the studio, Mitch.
Thanks very much, JD. It's good to see you still getting the job done. Well, finally tonight we'll turn our attention to the world of football, and News Geelong was lucky enough to catch up with Geelong Cats coach Chris Scott after their disappointing loss against Collingwood on the weekend.
There are a lot of factors, most of them beyond our control, and the most important thing for us is that we recognise that this is a new year, a new team in a new AFL environment. All the other teams that finished below us we feel have improved. That's certainly been our experience with the 8 teams that we've played. But if you do want to look back to last year, I mean, the biggest difference is we got over the line, perhaps fortunately in a few of those close games, and this year we haven't. We don't think that there's a stark difference in terms of the way we're playing, and that gives us some confidence that we can turn it around and beat every side we play, given we play our best. I don't think you should discount luck. Yeah, I thought I'd prefer to use the word fortunate, but I thought we were fortunate in round 1 against St Kilda and round 2 against Fremantle, and I think it was round 9 against Carlton. I thought luck was one of the biggest parts of us being able to get over the line, but as I said, we're really keen to focus on 2012. It's a new year, we have new players and we've got new challenges. Like another 2 or 3 players that could play the same way as he does, that's for sure. But no, there's no problem with depth or talent in our midfield. We've got the utmost confidence and faith in Joel Corey and James Kelly and Paul Chapman and all the other guys that go through there. We're certainly not standing here saying, gee, we're a little bit light on for talent and personnel, that's why we're not playing as well as we can. Except that the external observers are paid to make comment. I'm not going to engage in any public assessment of Josh. We question ourselves internally every day in virtually everything we do. The only thing I'll say is that Those things will stay in-house, and Josh has our utmost support. I think in terms of the way we're playing, we had a bad one against Adelaide. As we stand here now, I think most people accept that Adelaide are a pretty good side. Every other game we've been extremely competitive, and we always felt that our season would build off the back of a solid pre-season, albeit an abbreviated one compared to other clubs. We are designing our year to play our best footy when it counts. Now, you've got to make sure that you get there so that you're competing when it counts. But all the things we've put in place suggest that we will improve. It's not completely by design. I mean, I don't think you can say we'll just pace ourselves through the first 20 weeks and then hit our straps when it counts. But I think we are assuming that the season will be one of ebbs and flows. Sides will peak at different times. Some sides will ride the momentum through certain periods of the year and might be fortunate to play sides that are in a little bit of a lull. We know that in today's competition it's extremely tough to maintain your level throughout the whole season. And we've just got to make sure that we play well enough when we're not quite at our peak. Well, the long-term focus is something for the external observers. We don't sit down every week and say, righto, where are we going to be in 3 months' time? We focus on each week as it comes, and our expectation is that we'll play well enough every weekend to win every game we play. And at the end of the year, we'll tally up the wins and losses and see where we are, and then focus on doing the very best we can given our ladder position. Hopefully it's top 4. If not, then okay, that's not ideal. But if it's top 8, then you've still got to win 4 games to win the flag. Yeah, it's a factor. It can be a little bit overrated in terms of the team. Certainly Brendan knows the individuals extremely well. But I think most sides understand how other teams in the competition play these days. There aren't too many secrets. The opposition analysis is very thorough. We feel like we know how the Bulldogs play. Brendan will have more intimate knowledge of our individuals than we do of the Bulldogs. But look, if it works for them, then it will be assumed that that was a huge factor. And if it doesn't, it will be dismissed. Every time I've heard Brendan talk, I think he's mentioned contested ball, and they've certainly improved there. Didn't think they were a bad contested ball side, but their ability to outnumber at the contest and make sure they get enough Bulldogs jumpers in the screen has been probably the highlight of their game. They have been able to possess the ball in their back half and maintain possession as well, which has been positive for them at times. At other times it might have hurt them a little bit. But they look pretty solid across the board. I think they're playing honest footy and the type of footy that we would expect given Brendan McCartney's coaching them. I don't place too much weight on those sort of things. I think the cumulative effect of short breaks and travel can sometimes play a factor, but as I said after our loss to North Melbourne, I think if you're going to start looking at 6-day breaks and travel as an excuse, then you're seriously clutching at straws. Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to stay at Geelong as long as they'll have me. So to have some certainty for not only for me but for the club and our supporters and our players, I think is a positive thing. Yeah, I think that's fair to say, but except for the first half against Adelaide, I would have said that most weeks. I think we're gradually improving. We're on record as saying we're not playing the type of footy that we think we can, but we don't think that that's too far off. And I understand that you're looking for some tangible things there. We'll tell us how you think you're going to improve. I could go into great detail about that, but unfortunately that's not stuff that we can talk about in the public arena. You're just going to have to take my word for it that we think we're improving. We think we took a few small steps forward. I mean, winning is the most important thing every week, but a close second is making sure that the way you want to play is improving, and we think we're doing that.
Thanks very much, Chris, and good luck to you and your boys tonight against the Doggies. Well, that's it for me tonight. It's been a pleasure being back here, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon. But until then, it's back to you, Rollo.
Thank you, Nathan. And now for all the weather expected for Geelong and the Surf Coast over the next 6 days. Let's look at the week ahead. Starting off the final weekend of autumn. Tomorrow, Saturday, will be cloudy with some scattered showers on the top of 15. While Sunday will be cloudy with isolated showers until evening and a top of 15. Monday will see the cloud continue with a chance of thunderstorms during the morning and a top of 16. While Tuesday will be partly cloudy and with a top also of 16. Wednesday will see cloud increasing with a chance of drizzle during the day and a top of 17. And then on Thursday it'll be partly cloudy with light winds and a top of 17. Today around Geelong and the Surf Coast, it was cloudy with some heavy rain and some thunderstorms, easing to scattered showers late this afternoon into this evening. We reached a top temperature today of 15. And that's the weather outlook for Geelong and the Surf Coast. Don't touch the remote, as coming up next is Daryl Pittman and the crew of the local footy show. While tomorrow morning at 8, it's the girls of the GDFL netball, followed by the big boys of GDFL footy, including the older brother of the lovely Andrea Grigg, Richie Grubby Cations, and his sometimes controversial left field thoughts that leave no doubt that local footy is real footy. Thank you for joining us on News Geelong. Happy 50th birthday to Cogsy's sister, Anne Russell, down at Torquay, and our own Big Deck Philpott, celebrating his 62nd. Remember, take your time and smell the flowers. From all the team at News Geelong, enjoy the rest of the evening, have a safe and enjoyable weekend, and a very good night.